So, yesterday, though, the Guru Shakyamuni, the father, Satan, gave King Satan. And Set is the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. So, meeting together, Satan said. Now, so yesterday, Sutra of the meeting father, son. They mentioned Jajin Tangbe Chajeda, Lala Tuji Chajeji, Simjin Namji Tanjede, Jidin Namji Domino. So Jajin Tangbe Chajeda, Buddha manifest. In Indra, the Hindus world god, the Indra, and that is in their form. Buddha appeared in that form, the form of Indra. Lara Piki Chajana. Lara Piki Chajaji. So some manifest as Mara. Buddha manifests Mara. You understand? Oh, Buddha manifests Mara. You think Buddha is always some lot of sky or lot of light or something, something like that. We might think like that, but one says all kinds of form. Buddha appears all kinds of form. You have to know that. In the custom of the Indra, Lala Duji Chajis. And some I went in the form of, some in the custom of Maharaj. You know that. There's some Lala Dugi Chachi, and some Janang is horse for sentencing in their way by taking the customs, outside the aspect, by taking the customs, then they offer sentencing. Sentencing turn the day. You then you dominate the worldly beings, they don't recognize, they don't know. What I'm saying? So you see, sometimes, for us, when we are sick, or when we, in trouble or something, so somebody comes, it's not the person you know, somebody comes along, helps you. You understand? Somebody comes along, helps you. Very surprise. It's not the person you knew before, or you did something bad. Being helped that person, not necessarily in this life, see? So it happens many times. So they can be bodhisattva, they can be Buddhas there. Not necessarily always light and all these, not necessarily. It can be a form of dog as well. Can be a form of dog. You understand? You have to know that. And then Asanga, he tried to teach Maitreya Buddha for 12 years. By going hermitage. Came 12 years. Near Buddha Gaya, the place was discovered some years ago, so monks from Saraka, the Ribbon could often go there and recite Abhisamana Karikate. Well, I was told, somebody said can be carried, but cannot walk. You have to walk on the mountain. I was so says a can't. So anyway, discovered the place where Asanga did too. But he didn't achieve it at all. Maitreya Buddha, after he come back 12 years, come back, give up, then come to a tree. And then in the road, he saw a dog, totally wounded. The lower part, completely wounded, full of maggots. It is Maitreya Buddha, but due to his karma, see, impure karma, was reminded. Oh, didn't say Maitreya Buddha, but a wounded dog, full of maggots. You see, so that kind of awful looking one. So, but then you see, what a good, wonderful thing is that generated unbelievable compassion. You see, trying to give up his life. So, cut the flesh here, spread out on the ground, then he will want to pick up with the fingers. He thought might kill the maggot. So, about close an eye, he went to pick up with the tip of the tongue, but could not touch. So never touch. So you open, this is what Maitreya Buddha. You have to know that. These things you have to remember in our normal life. So, then, don't know that impure appearance, you see, a dog, gone, finished, purified, your negative karma, Asanga. You see, that will lost to see Maitreya Buddha, purified, gone. Oh, now pure mind. Oh, see Maitreya Buddha. Oh, yes, not that means Maitreya Buddha pure, but could not see as Maitreya Buddha. I don't understand. You have to know that. Then, yeah. Oh, then you grabbed, you complained to, sort of complained. You know, I've been meditating. It's sort of so for what happened. Now I've been meditating you for so long. So Maitreya Buddha said, I was there in the cave all the time. So then he showed the proof that he spitted in the cave. So all the spit on the Maitreya Buddha's the rope in the spit. So show him proof. I was always there. So same thing, when you meditate, the same thing in your room. It's exactly the same thing. You understand? It's a story, but you have to relate to you. You have to relate the story to you. Then you understand. Yeah. So you are meditating Taro, you are meditating. It's there. That's the coming obscuration, you don't see. Due to the coming obscuration, this is all the Asanga, didn't see Buddha only so wounded dog. Okay. So the awful wounded dog. So that. So for us, for like me, it's not even a wounded dog. Not even wounded dog. Yeah. Nothing. So you see, he saw the wounded dog and felt unbelievable compassion. Oh, then he did that. Then saw Maitreya Buddha, purified, unbelievable obscuration. Then he said Maitreya Buddha. So then Maitreya Buddha, then he asked, Maitreya Buddha asked, what do you want? Our teachings. Then he took in the pure land, then he got into Dushita pure land. Not Dushita Samsara. Or Dushita Delhi. I'm joking. So, then Maitreya Buddha gave teaching, Chandru Denga, 5 trees of trees of loving kindness. Then in one morning, that's 50 years for a human being. So he came down and he wrote 5 commentaries, 5 trees of ground. So then you see, up to now, from there up to now, there's so many beings enlightened. So many beings by studying Samsara, or the 5 treatises of loving kindness, studying Asanga's commentary, studying, so many beings become enlightened up to now. Understand? That is that's really came from all that benefit. So many beings be enlightened and actual part, all that to the temple, all that came from Asanga's compassion, general gratitude to that wounded daughters. Now you have to understand, generating compassion to sentient beings, to any sentient being, insect, person, dogs, animals, how that's so important, so unbelievable purification, collecting merits. Then bring to enlightenment yourself. You have to know that. In our daily life, the most important practice, genuine compassion to others. You have to know that. So important. Unbelievable important. So they say. So here you can see. Yesterday, Buddha manifest wounded dog, you know? You see? Like that. So we have seen many times dogs wounded, so wounded, you know? You know, flesh outside, wounded dog. We've seen 100 times, but we never think of that. We never think of meditation, Buddha, bodhisattva. No, never come to, no. And, you know, even unable to generate compassion, like Asanga. No way. So blocked us to exercise parts. To use that to benefit numberless sentiments, enlightened people didn't get that. So even can be human beings, you know, going through so much suffering. So not necessarily everything is bad, you know. You see, ordinary sentiments are not necessary all the time. So in our daily life, in our life, many bodhisattva, Buddha manifestation to generate, to purify, to generate, bodhicitta, great compassion, what is that, you see? But even seeing that happen, mind so blocked. So I'm using this example, see how Buddha manifests to regain and down. So now, sorry, I left out from then 자전 상발 차자다 라라두게 차제 제심전능에 된제 지denkan dominant all the people in the world don't know that. And then they said, "Pumen chache java ze." So Buddha manifests woman, custom of woman. You see, custom of woman, like religious dance. You see, black hat ceremony or manifest custom of women. Pumen chache java ze. To regain Nanda, Buddha in an animal, also in the animal realm. To regain Nanda, Buddha is also in the animal realm. Then doja menga chapajo. No attachment, but manifest attached. Doja menga chapajo. Jigba menga jigajo. No fear, but show fear. No fear, but show fear. You have to understand this. So important. Doja menga chapajo. Jigba menga jigajo. Momba chudeba. No ignorance, but show ignorance. Momba chudeba. No, there's no craziness, but show crazy. So they're also like this, manifestation Buddha, you see. There is no craziness to Buddha, but show aspect. Because there's a benefit for certain sentient beings, showing that aspect, need. That aspect is need for those sentient beings. You understand? There's no ignorance, but show ignorant. With the benefit, there are certain things, it liberates them, it offers. So you show ignorance. You don't have ignorance, enlightened, fully enlightened. If you are don't have, so Buddha can have ignorance. So no ignorance, but show ignorance. You see, to enlighten, there's certain sentient beings to enlighten by showing the ignorance. No, there's no craziness, but show crazy. You have to understand these things. You think that Buddha always has a lot of light and something has to, I don't know, what do you call it, a fairy tale or an angel or some nonsense. Can I see? So what we just see in the world, in the streets, this is what is the world. Have to. Lind, there's no lindness, there's no that disease, no lind, but show aspect lind. So showing various forms of aspect. Then conclude, you see, by showing various aspects, sentient beings, form of sentient beings. Sentient number nasukji, jiden come do that. So by showing various aspects of sentient beings, then sentient beings the world. Then, like this, get subduing. But show all kinds of ordinary aspects. Ordinary beings, for ordinary beings, then show ordinary aspects, all kinds of in that time. So, then start substituting. Oh, you have to know that. You then come to us done. Then it is said in the Sutra that the bodhisattva meaningful to hold. Asked Buddha, now you guide us, but what we'll do when Buddha passes through, what we'll do, what we will do in the future. Then Buddha said, yeah, hey, bodhisattva meaningful to hold. Ngani semde mimichir and to rapid the mind of the sentient beings. And the semde mimichir jedan gata now the chiva. Semde mimichir jedan gata jedan gata now the. So I don't remember completely what's one Mata Chiva. Some gentleman, maybe she's trying to rapid the mind to send them. Jeta, Kata, Nawata. I show birth, old age, sicknesses, even death, show clearly. Buddha said. Buddha doesn't have the sickness of birth and death, all these things doesn't have. Even the Arahant doesn't have, totally free. So how Buddha can have? So, even the Arya Bodhisattva are free, has spiritual body, are free, total abandoned, birth, death, old age, disease, old age, total abandoned. Even Arya beings, spiritual body, Bodhisattva Arya beings, total abandoned. How Buddha can have that? So Buddha says, wrapping the mind of sentiment, I show birth, old age, sickness, even the death. Okay, we have to know that. So now, Kaswari, Kalvati, in the Buddha, King in the Buddha, object whom Buddha taught, Buddha Maitreya taught, Guya Samata, gave initiation commentaries. All the King in the Buddha, Sutra, Tantra text Sutra, King in the Buddha taught. And then Tamje Rabzajang, if you complete all the qualities. Lama man, Sutra man, if you don't have Guru, you cannot be liberated from samsara, nowhere. So I'm making commentary. If you know all the teachings of Ganju by heart, what Buddha has taught more than 100 volumes, then dangerous, more than 200 volumes, another pilot, the commentary to Buddha's teaching. Even all you know by heart, you can explain. But if you don't know Guru, you cannot be liberated from samsara. So that came only by actual path. So without Guru, that's not possible. In the time, Lama Sutra. There was Jawas and Ban never tree a parrot without oarsman, with the one who hold the oars. Jawas and Ban never, without that tree a parrot, the boat cannot cross over the river. Cannot reach to the other side. Tia Paro Chimini to some Sangye Tamje, Lama Taltenijum. All the 3-time Buddhas, numberless past, numberless present, numberless future Buddhas, to some Sangye Tamje, Lama Taltenijum. All the past, present, future Buddhas came from Guru. Came from Guru. All the, you think the first stanza from the Teja Pavankas called the Guru Va or that. What Guru means, that. Oh, then you understand. Otherwise, if you don't know that, then you think this is lie. This is lie. You don't think that. The king in the body is telling lie. Or then you think that. All those teachings in Sutra and the Tantra, all those, you think will lie. All those do one thing of that. You may think like, God, where's the God? Who's the God? You know, who is the God? Where's the God? Who's the God? Because they kind of like to Sangye Tamje Lama Talateniju. All the 3-time Buddhas, past, present, future, all numberless Buddhas, all came from Guru. Wow, you have to know that. You have to know that. Oh, only by thinking, remembering, thinking, the first stanza in the Teja Pavanka is calling Guru. Then, that is the way to understand these verses. Okay? Then you understand. Otherwise not. To the Sangye Tanji, Lama Tahateniju. Lama may be called on Sangye Sheche Minyame. Before the Guru, there is no Buddha. At the end, before the Guru, there is no Buddha. There is no what is called Buddha. There is no what is called Buddha. Sangye Sheche Minyame. So that means all the Buddha came from Guru. All the Buddha came from Guru. So therefore you must cherish the Guru is as a so much more precious than the numberless Buddhas, past, present, future, numberless Buddhas. Therefore you must follow the Guru. Follow the advice. Follow the Guru, follow the Guru's advice. So important. The conclusion now. So important. And then culturally. Stainless Sutra of the stainless sky that said 대지시하고 탐자의 계획이냐 하고 성실 regard Guru more precious exalted, you regard the Guru exalted than Buddhas, Tathagatas. Cherishing, Sangha Tamkala to the Cheyang, all the Buddhas, Sangha Tamkala, all the Buddhas, Tamkalas, skillful in methods, to the Cheyangs, Tamkala, to the Cheyang. Get compassion. The Tamkala. Wise method, wise, expert method, Tamkala, to the Cheta, great compassion, but without if the Guru didn't do self-condition, if you don't have Guru that does a self-condition, self, making dakjen thematic, making dakjen thematic, therefore, so dakjen self-condition. So I think the self-condition meaning is Rangi Tuma Mai Vedajin, Rangi Tor Jeva Cheba. So, particular self-condition. You see, causing to rise virtue thought, causing to rise realizations of you up to enlightenment, including enlightenment. So, Guru, being self-conditioned, causes you all that. And then you see, Tumama Daitin, Rangzor generate mainly its own result. So the senses of the basis of the eye senses, sense base of the sense base of the eye. So what it does is become the particular self-condition for the senses to see the blue color, example, blue color. And the Rangzor generates mainly the self-result. So what sense-based, eyes, sense-based, what it does that. You know, but it doesn't do hearing or smelling or tasting, tangible, that doesn't do. Only the seeing blue, you see? All that. So the Guru calls you to generate virtue thought and the realizations, including enlightenment. You know, so self-condition does it. Dajen, self-condition. So but without Guru, self-condition, then holy action of the Guru, holy action of the Buddha cannot be received in the mental continuum, in the heart mental continuum of the object to be subdued. Dulcha means object to be subdued. In the mental continuum cannot be received in the mental continuum of the sentient beings who are object to be subdued by Buddha. And see, where was that? Buddha by Guru. Holy action of the Buddhas cannot be received in the mental continuum of the sentient beings who are object to be subdued. Okay. So therefore, all the Buddhas come from Guru. So again, so most important to have Guru and to follow the advice of Guru. So you see.